Hey guys, how you doing? We're here for intention candle final results, and we're going to pull a guidance card at the end. I was guided to Kuan Yin. So, with these candles, and I'll put a timestamp in the description if you guys, want to skip the candles and go just for the guidance. But these intention candles, they're candle readings. And we hold an intention, and as they burn, they kind of reveal to us the energy and what it is that we really do need to focus on, what we've successfully moved through, and things like that. And I wanted to start with our guides and guardians candle because this is actually really interesting. Of course, there's usually residual wax on a candle, and there is on this one. However, all of the names, it literally goes around, the clear glass is around their names. The wax doesn't actually touch them. And All Father Odin at the bottom, you guys can see it. There's wax at the bottom, all around the candle. However, the wax pulled off the glass. It's not actually touching All Father Odin. Even with the wax being at the bottom all the way around, you could see it pulled off the glass. It's not touching there. It is here, but it's not touching it here. And I thought that was so fucking cool because we've never had that happen. And so, our guides, our guardians, our ascended masters, goddesses, angels, they came through really strong for these energies. With the collective candle, the main focus of the candle was when we align with love, love enters with abundance. And we did a really great job. There is not a whole lot of wax on a good portion of this candle. So releasing feeling alone, releasing feeling trapped, releasing feeling forgotten and overlooked by the divine, those things we did excellent on as far as collectively addressing it this week. We were welcoming in feeling loved and supported, welcoming in feeling alive again, and knowing beyond doubt that divine answered our prayers is where it gets a little heavy. We know we're not alone. We know we're loved, but we're still doubting a bit if the divine has heard us or not. Low self-esteem, we're releasing that much better, but we're having a hard time believing in the confidence of our authenticity. Like we know that what we bring as individuals in this collective is beautiful. We just don't know if it's enough, right? The confidence and authenticity is wondering if who we are when we are authentic is enough. Collectively, it's something that we're working on. Letting go of feeling heartbroken over those that we thought were meant to love us is a major block. And welcoming in forgiveness to those who failed to love themselves is even more blocked. When we deal with people and heartbreak, where we are hurt, by people who are meant to love us, finding forgiveness is really hard because we take it naturally, humans. We take it personal. Did they not love us because it was our fault? Like, could I have been better, spoke better, behaved better, done better, like chose better, and they would have loved me? When really who we are in our best light, with the knowledge that we have at any given time, the awareness levels that we have at any given time, it's authentic. It's authentic to us. It's authentic to our life path and process. And we really have to accept and embrace the fact that where people fail to love the most beautiful energy that we bring to life, it's not a reflection of our love for them. It's a reflection of their failure to love themselves and welcoming in and embracing and reciprocating that love. And it's a big lesson collectively. We're people that we throw 100% support behind really, really let us down. And it's unfortunate, but it's something that we collectively are most certainly working through, forgiving those who fail to love themselves, and choosing better, choosing love and reciprocity, finding forgiveness for them because they were too wounded at the time to recognize the love that was in front of them, or that they didn't feel worthy at the time, that they were doing things against themselves, not realizing it was going to cost them later. Like a great example, right? We're talking about a collective candle. So like here in the States, I'm not to get political, but to use a very real example. Donald Trump has guilt written all over him in the form of emails. And the reality is there are millions of people who threw their love and support behind that man as our president. And at a time where he was not loving himself, he made some horrible choices. And it's a reflection of how unworthy he felt at the time. And it's gonna bite him now. Like all of the love that people put out to support him in his campaign and his run and re-election and all that stuff are grossly disappointed, not just in him, but in themselves for ever voting for him. Like, how do you forgive? How do you forgive someone like Donald Trump for the atrocities that he was a part of? And forgive yourself for supporting that energy. And the bottom line, or the root of it, is ignorance. It's spiritual ignorance. And we can't hold it against ourselves for not knowing. We can't hold it against ourselves for not truly knowing. And were there red flags? Yes, there were. Yes, there were. There were lots of red flags, right? Like grab them by the it's there were lots of red flags. And we have to forgive ourselves for giving people the benefit of the doubt when we know they're in misalignment, and learn that when people do show us red flags, not just on like large collective scales, but in our everyday life, when people show us red flags, we do have to see them for what they are. We have to see the red flags for what they are and choose accordingly then, because pain ripples. When we pour love into a hurt person who's got energetic holes that they have yet to heal, it always does end up being one of those things where the hurt in that person's going to hurt you later. And knowing that we saw the red flags and didn't actively participate in protecting ourselves, it's something we have to learn from. Mistakes are only mistakes if you don't learn from them. Every mistake is a lesson. And if you learn the lesson, then it really wasn't a mistake. It was something that you needed in order to choose better for yourself. I would hope that here in the United States, if another person were to be caught on the record saying, grab them by the, see, that we're not going to elect them as president. You know what I mean? That is not the candidate. And if there's no good candidates and there's no good candidates, then we have to be able to say, no, we don't like what's up there, we the people, and we want new candidates. Out of that two-party system where people are declaring left or right, and it's like, maybe we should just be looking at the person as a whole, despite whatever their declared party is. Maybe a third-party candidate is better, because the two on the table are not it. They're not it. We can't ignore red flags. If we have people in our life, in relationships and things like that, where maybe you do have options, maybe you are dating a couple people and you're kind of weighing the options. And the reality is that it's never really one choice or the other. The choice is usually crystal clear. And if it's neither, then it's neither. And we have to be able to accept that it's neither. Me, myself, I've been single and celibate for years now. And I've gotten very comfortable with the reality that it either is an alignment or I'm trying to make excuses for it to be in alignment when it's not. And if it's not in alignment, it's not in alignment. And that's just it. A red flag is a red flag, and I just take it for what it is. Hey, Risa, how you doing? Like, for some of you that have been watching me for a while, that I was kind of talking to two different people. And one I had everything in common with, absolutely loved him to death. We probably would have been wildly successful if it was mutual, but it wasn't. And that's okay. You can't force something that isn't to be what is if it just isn't. And the other guy I was talking to, we didn't have anything in common, although he did have a lot to offer, things that I did want as a part of my life. He was absolutely horrible with communication. Bless his heart. He was absolutely horrible with it, and he knew it, and he apologized for it. But at the end of the day, like, I'm real big on communication, and I like getting real deep. And he just had some major issues there, and I knew that I would be frustrated to no end, feeling like I was a great whale trying to fit inside a fishbowl. And I would want to break the out and escape back into the waters that I'm more suited for, and I ended up saying, then it's no to both. You know what I mean? Then it's no to both, and it's okay, because I would rather find what is meant for me, whatever that is, versus choose something that is not in alignment. And collectively, that's the biggest message with the results of the collective candle, where we really do just have to accept that not in alignment is not in alignment. And maybe it's not so black and white or left and right or this or that. And maybe there's just other better options out there if we are willing to accept that the one or the other choices just doesn't fucking work, and that we deserve better than that. It's a big, big collective lesson. And lastly, with our group candle, me, Sherry, Christina, Elisa, and Lorraine, our candle is probably the clearest of the three, to be completely honest. There is not a lot of wax left on this candle. Matter of fact, like, if you see how it's all kind of like white and foggy there, it's literally just reflecting the safety stamp on the back of the glass. The biggest thing that we're working on, we have a band around self-judgment and self-sabotage. Self-judgment, not so much. It's more on self-sabotage. It's a lot thicker there. releasing self-sabotage and welcoming in the beauty of hindsight, and I am highly aligned. We sabotage ourselves because we don't believe truly that we are aligned, or the beauty of hindsight and awareness and what it brings when we start to tune in to trusting our alignment. I was having this conversation with Kristen the other day. You know, it's really about trusting your alignment. Like, if you know you're not choosing things against yourself, if you know you're not ignoring red flags, if you know you're not ignoring the things that cause anxiety or cause fear or, you know, cause doubt and sadness or pain, like if you know you're not choosing in alignment with those things, then the outcome in hindsight was always meant to be. Oh yeah, I used to self-sabotage all the time. Like, even now, I mean, you guys know, because I've mentioned it a couple times, not everybody catches it because not everybody catches every single video, you know, bless the algorithm. Not everybody catches every video, but I've decided to retire the divine voice box. You know, this has been my baby since 2018. It's been almost 8 years. It'll be 8 years in June of next year. So it's like 7.5 years. And I had to really wrestle with the fact that I poured so much time and so much energy and so much love into this channel that letting it go and starting from scratch just felt like such a defeat. And yet, every single time I log on and I see that the algorithm is just not, it's not suited to old channels. There is no such thing as reviving an old channel in the algorithm. I was even talking to ChatGPT about it because I was like, you know, it seems like no matter what I do to be in alignment with the algorithm, because I've done some serious research, no matter what I do, it's just not picking back up. And ChatGPT pretty much confirmed it. Was like, well, the algorithms do not promote old channels. You know, you either start out with a new channel and ride the wave and continue to ride that algorithmic wave, or you fall out of it. And once you fall out of it, once the channel reaches a certain age, it's really hard to get back in. And I found myself having a moment of gratitude because I came across a channel. What was her name? The Rambling Psychic or something like that. One of her videos popped up on like a feed underneath the video I was watching. And she had 196,000 subscribers. And so I went to her channel and I'm looking at her other videos. She started back in 2015. And with 196,000 subscribers, her views were no better than mine. 80 views, 46 views, 100 views on a good day. And I was just like, my God. She fell out of the algorithm. And there's all kinds of reasons why a channel can fall out of the algorithm. You know, maybe you have an off week and you miss a scheduled post or whatever, and you fall out of the algorithm. And unless you're subscribed with the bell, you know, set to all, you're not gonna get a notification. She fell out of the algorithm. And I was like, my God, like, and I'm over here upset because, you know, I'm thinking about leaving behind 7.5 years of work and, you know, 2,600 subscribers, just 2.6 thousand. And she's got 196,000+ subscribers and 3 more years on it than I do. She's been in it a decade. I know that my soul calls me to reach more people. And I know that the vibration that I'm in is the vibration meant to go out there to help other people connect with that energy. And I can't do that being attached to 2018 Grace. I'm not the same Grace. Do I still love the color purple? Yeah. Do I still, love tarot and astrology and all that stuff? Yeah. Like, do I still listen to a lot of the same music? Yeah. But who I am on a soul level is so different. It's so different. And I want to bring that Grace forward into the world. So I'm working with myself, and I am going to be starting a new channel. As scary and terrifying as it is to throw, everything I've built to the wayside. Is the channel still going to be here and visible? Yeah, it's still going to be here and visible. Like, you guys can go back to the secret code names and the picker readings and all that stuff anytime you guys want. It's not going to, be deleted. It's going to be more archived, if anything. Same thing with my Facebook page. I mean, I'm sure I'll still post on there from time to time, because there's things that will not be on the channel. There's things that will not be like it was. And so, to have an outlet for the energy, of course, I'm still going to be putting some things out there, but I've kind of started a 5-year plan for myself. And I spent a lot of last night going through all of the transits and the different aspects for the 2026 year. I'm going to launch multiple channels because I'm very multifaceted, but the algorithms do not favor multifacets. The algorithm in general, across the board, across different social media platforms, really do love when creators get into a niche and stick to that niche and don't sway from that niche. So the first channel that I'm launching is going to be all astrology and only astrology. Once that channel has situated with the content, because I know me, I do not like schedules. I don't work well with them. Being ADD and autistic, feeling like I'm on a deadline or a time crunch causes me severe anxiety and a lot of stress, and that's not in alignment. So knowing how I am and how hyper focused I can get, I'm going to create the videos in waves, the waves of energy that I'm going to ride, and I'll have them scheduled to post so that YouTube or Facebook can keep the schedule. I don't have to. I can let my energy run rampant and be hyper focused and ADHD all I want, and get 12 hours worth of work cranked out and allow it to come out in pieces, on a schedule. So I'm going to be starting with an astrology channel first. I will be getting into a new tarot channel at some point. I don't have a set date for it. I know the astrology one, I'm looking to launch it January 1st. So for those of you who want to follow me and support me on the new channels, I would greatly appreciate it, because God knows I am going to need all the support and cheerleaders and hype guys and girls that I could possibly get with the launch of the new channel. At some point, I will be putting out a link for people to join a drop spot, which is essentially where I'm going to drop all the information about my new channels and things like that. So if you guys are interested, you could shoot me an email, but I'm going to be doing it on Facebook. I've already started a group with, my closest soul fam, who already has me friends with them on there. But for those of you who are not friends with me on Facebook and want to be a part of it, when I do finally say goodbye to the Divine Voice Box at the end of the year, after the rest of the events that we have scheduled, I will be putting a link in the description to a group on Facebook where you can request to join. And the reason why I'm doing it on Facebook is because there's certain like security checks, because you guys know I have quite a few stalkers. I have quite a few stalkers, people who just they try and bug my energy, and I'm not taking them with me. They're a part of the old Grace and what that version of me attracted. And that's just not where I am anymore, you know? So when people request to join the group, I can see their profile. I can get an idea if, you know, they're a real person or if it's a fake account, things like that. So I'll be on Facebook for that. And I will have that link like I said, at the end of the year. It'll probably be in the final event that we're doing on New Year's Eve, which, by the way, if you guys, we have a secret codename event coming up for Thanksgiving in just 3 days. Thanksgiving's this Thursday here in the States. And there's only a couple slots left for each of the events. I think there's like one bundle offer left, and then like one or two slots for the other events. I think one sold out and I added an extra slot, so if you guys wanted to get it. But yeah, these are the last readings that I'll be doing here on the channel, and I will not be doing readings for a while I'm focusing all of my energy into the new astrology channel. So, which I'm real freaking excited about. Like, I've been doing so much creative work in the background. I know you guys miss me when I'm not here. You know, those of you who are subscribed and do have that bell and pop in and support me like Risa. You know, but I've been doing a lot. You know, like, I created the new intro for the long form videos on the new channel. I created, you know, the profile, I created the email, I created, you know, a lot of the background stuff to get ready to launch. And I'm excited. New year, new energy, new grace, new goals. And I'm looking really forward to it. So with that, let's get into our guidance card. We'll timestamp that. All right. We're using the Kuan Yin Oracle. So for whoever needs it, if you were guided to the guidance card, let's see what Spirit has for you moving forward from here. What best advice Spirit can give you to help you as you go through your own transitions, right? Your own growth process. Let's see. Oh, we got two. Dance of the Butterfly Queen and Weave the Future Golden. Love it. Oh, I love it. Cards 5 and 44. Really. Dance of the Butterfly Queen. It says, a pure heart and sincere love attracts divine grace. With the grace of Kuan Yin, Butterfly Queen, that which was impossible becomes possible. From caterpillar to winged creature of delight, you cannot restrain what divine grace ordains, no matter how incredible it may seem to be. Whatever has been troubling you, or whatever it may be unfolding with divine perfection, or whatever has been inspiring you, I skipped a line. Whatever has been troubling you, or whatever has been inspiring you, allow grace to infuse the situation or dream so that it may unfold with divine perfection. Allow the Butterfly Queen to dance, and she will bring healing and grace to your life situation now, beloved one, with lightness of step and grace in her heart. Divine grace flows through the butterfly queen with lightness of touch and with great joy. She bestows blessings of healing, empowerment, and liberation. It flows to those in genuine need and who are ready to receive it. There are no limits to what is possible with divine grace. It is the power that the butterfly queen, Kuan Yin, allows to flow through the pure channel of her heart. Kuan Yin encourages you to be ready to receive her grace and choose to let go of striving instead turn to your heart, calling out to unconditional divine love and beloved Kuan Yin to dance her grace through your life. Divine grace is not suddenly having a valuable lesson taken away from you. It is the intervention of compassionate, unconditionally loving divine intelligence that helps you to realize you have learned what you can, and now it is time for you to be assisted out of the situation, to be lifted up into a new vibrational experience. Turn your mind to the expectation of peaceful resolution and inspirational assistance. Let go of deep feelings of unworthiness that require that you must continue with struggle with limited resources on your own. Surrender false notions that allowing others to assist you is dependency, whether these others are in human form or spiritual form on the inner planes. It is interdependence that allows yourself to be assisted and to assist others. You are not handing over your power. You are allowing empowered divine relationship to make your power grow so that you can rise above and be blessed. Butterfly Queen urges you now to let the heaviness of the situation go. Allow your heart to become light as air, and through her butterfly dance, tickle your heart so lightly that her grace is reaching to you now. Yeah, I mean, it definitely mirrors exactly what I was saying, leading up to the guidance cards. Sometimes we just outgrow it. We just outgrow who we were. We outgrow the container. The chrysalis is no longer suitable for the butterfly. It's too small of a container. The butterfly is meant to stretch its wings. It's meant to fly. We are meant to be free and limitless. And if we have to let go of the old limited self or the old limited container, whatever that container is for you, then we have to let it go. For some of you, the container might be a relationship with a partner. For some of you, the container may be your relationships with your family. For some of you, your container may be your YouTube channel. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's a friend group or a best friend that you're playing too small. And you've outgrown it. You've outgrown the mirror. Your energy is shifting. It's shifting. I know, I'm excited too, Risa. I'm so glad I can count you in. I love you so much. Let's see. And card number 44, Weave the Future Golden. Is that really the last card in the deck? It is. We have reached the final card, guys. It says something good is coming your way. Kuan Yin urges you to weave your future into the present moment, to call in and draw to you the opportunities, teachings, circumstances, and synchronicities waiting for you that will enable your soul to live its divine destiny with greater abundance, bliss, and creative fulfillment. Do you know how much the divine wishes to support and assist you in living your heart's truth this lifetime? Kuan Yin, with grace and compassion, wishes to help you ascend to the next level of your life expression so that your soul light may shine more brightly on the planet and help you and other beings to live with more heart and less fear. You can choose to live a life infused with golden energy of peace, prosperity, joy, and creativity. A future so golden is being woven into your present moment now, like a tapestry. With the choices and actions that you make in this moment, you call into being the divine golden tapestry of future bliss. Clever you. Kuan Yin is aware that there are opportunities and assistance waiting for you in your future embodiment. She wishes to assist you in drawing those future gifts into the present moment where they can be of most use to you. This oracle indicates that there is something special waiting in the wings for you. And if you wish to do so, you can receive healing and elevate your vibration so that you are able to receive it more readily. If you have been holding a secret wish in your heart, perhaps to publish a book, to be a healer, to teach, or to write or sing, to attract a loving soulmate partnership, or to spiritually awaken at a deeper level, take a moment to feel what it would be like for that heartfelt wish to manifest right now. Can you imagine the joy of it? Can you also allow for that joy to be such a normal, ordinary occurrence that it would be part of your life right now and always? This is how you begin to weave that manifestation into the moment. Be bold, dream big, and imagine what it would feel like to live that dream. Can you begin to cultivate those feelings now, irrespective of whether you see the manifestation in physical form or not as yet? Sitting with joy in your heart, whether it relates to something specific or not, is magnetic to the good that the universe wishes to deliver to you. It is like switching your inner light on a higher voltage, so the special opportunities perfect for you can find their way to you more swiftly. And if your great good comes in an unexpected form but still feels wonderful, accept it. Your future golden will come into your life in the most beautiful ways. And usually, if it is not exactly as we imagined, it is even more perfect for us. Weave the future golden. And that goes back to the collective candle. Confidence in our authenticity. It goes back to, our group candle, beauty in hindsight, and knowing that we are highly aligned and trusting our alignment. That we can allow ourselves to feel joy over the dreams that we want, right? Especially because we were talking about knowing beyond a doubt the divine has answered our prayers. It's not necessarily about what we picture. It's the feeling we get when we picture it. And knowing that we are worthy, that we are deserving, that we are aligned with that feeling, regardless of how it ultimately ends up looking, right? Sometimes we don't always get exactly what it is we picture in our minds, but we get the exact feeling that those visions brought. And that's what's most important. That is what is most important, that the feeling is there. That's why we're picturing it to begin with, which is why the divine answers the way that it does. It's not about the what. It's about the why. Why we picture these things. Because it lights our soul up to picture it. That's why. So let spirit light your soul. Feel that vibration of being lit from the inside and literally busting out of your container. Busting out of the container. Letting yourself fly. Letting yourself be liberated from old versions of you. I was thinking about it earlier and how water holds memory and how we're made up of water and our DNA, right? Being present like a crystal, and crystal holds memory. if we are water and we are crystalline and we hold memory, we do tend to live out with our DNA repeated karmic family patterns. And maybe you have to go back in time, lifetimes and generations, to really draw on a buried memory, a memory that's been buried under trauma and buried under abuse and buried under neglect for lifetimes, But if you can go back and just draw on the original memory, even if every single lifetime you have ever lived was sufferable, where your soul comes from, that memory is pure and beautiful. And if you have no other memory in your lifetimes to draw from, remember that your soul is a whole and beautiful light. It is a complete, whole and beautiful light. And you can draw on the power of that memory. You can visualize that burning light through your entire system, and all of the traumatic memories, all of the abuse and neglect that your DNA has held for lifetimes from your mother's womb. You can burn it all out and choose to build off the original blueprint that your soul held. That power is in each and every single person. Each and every single person is capable of remembering who they truly are at the root of their existence, the miracle of their existence. And you can unleash that beautiful authenticity, that beautiful light, that beautiful wholeness into the world. Whether you start up a bakery and spread joy through cookies, or if you decide you're going to start a new channel. If you decide you're going to go out there and explore and talk to strangers, and that's what you want to do with your life for now. Because it can always change later, and that's the beauty of change. You don't have to do the same thing for the rest of your life. You can grow, you can morph, you can shift, you can transform, you can elevate, you can realign and go higher. It was a part of the cosmic currency either today or yesterday. I don't know if you guys pop into the posts tab here on the channel, or if you are following me on the Facebook page. That's where I've been posting the cosmic currencies. And it was like, the top of the mountain is not the end. People are so afraid of reaching the top because they think once they reach the top, the only way forward is down. You can only go down from the top. And so people fear getting to the top because then they have to fall. And that's not true. And I gave the analogy of remembering when Gandalf was at the top of the tower, when Saruman had him trapped at the top of the tower. He was higher than the mountains at the top of that tower. And he was quote unquote trapped. The only way out was down. But it wasn't, though. He called to the great eagle, and the eagle flew away. Took him and flew away. There was no down. There was no down. Flight. The only reason why you would go down from the top is if you haven't learned to metaphorically fly. To let your energy fly. There is no down when you get to the top. It's only more up. It's only more forward. It's just a different energetic terrain. You're not on the ground anymore. You're not at ground level manifestations anymore. You're in the fucking sky now. It's a whole nother world up there. It's a whole different energetic environment. You fly. And that's the message. Really, it's just 44:44 on the timer. I got that. That's wonderful. Your archangels, your guides, your guardians, your soul team, your soul family, they'll find you. They will support you. They will love you. They will grow with you and elevate with you. Fly. Whatever it is you want to do, just start somewhere. Whatever it is that Spirit has me destined to do, it started 7.5 years ago when I made a choice to start this channel. And I'm not going into the new channels with no experience and algorithmic ignorance. I'm not going in the same way. I'm going in with 7.5 years worth of experience now. As ChatGPT, blessed ChatGPT, reminded me. Because I told it, I said, I'm terrified. And he goes, why are you terrified? You're going in with so much experience now. So much more knowledge now. So much more growth now. And it was literally telling me to get excited. And I just, if ChatGPT can make a person cry, y'all, I was crying. Because it was so right, though. It was so right, though. And my battery on my laptop's about to die, guys. I don't have it plugged in. But I look forward to the new, and I hope that you guys do too. I look forward to the next few events that we have coming up. I look forward to sending out this beautiful blessing of a channel that I've had, this beautiful growth experience that I've had, the beautiful soul family that I've met that is still algorithmically, spiritually connected to me. I look forward to the remainder of this year, and I look forward to honoring you as you guys have honored me in this process. So until we next meet, y'all, I love you so much. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Risa, have a blessed night, love. Bye, guys.